Yeah, I just wanna be the greatest. Everybody knows my name, shit. I'ma have this whole fucking game list, spitting with insane wit, and I'm gonna be famous. Ain't nobody able to delay this. Coming up, I had a vision to make it. Never wanted to be nothing, always wanted to play shit. Sit in class, always wondering why I love this lame shit. How the hell am I different if we all know the same shit? I ain't never let them doubt me, it's about me. Keep my head down, let my mouth speak. They surround me, they all about the clout, see where the crowd be. Every time I speak loudly, they more about me. Man, you know I got a bounty on these lousy ass haters that surround me. So they doubt me, they don't know nothing about me. Still their mouths free, I'ma change that soon. Better watch out now, see?
I just wanna be the greatest, yeah. And I just wanna be famous, yeah. Yeah, I just wanna be the greatest, yeah. And I just wanna be famous, yeah.
And I'm not playing any more games. Either put me on the charts or I'll put you up in flames. Better recognize art, cause I don't forget names. Should've seen me from the start, coming at you like a train. Think I'm about to fall apart every single fucking day. Seeing all these damn stars with my well-deserved fame. And I spit these gold bars while they spitting out shit. Man, I give this shit hard, but it gives me back pain. I wanna be a spectacle, they skeptical. But man, I got the chemical, exceptional. I do it all intentional, professional. So I can make that decimal incredible. I'm not thinking, man, they're saying that I've gone insane. I'm not ever gonna make it cause the game has changed. I'm not good enough, man, no that's not okay. Tell me that shit again and I'll stop your brain.
I just wanna be the greatest, yeah. And I just wanna be famous, yeah. Yeah, I just wanna be the greatest, yeah. Man, I just wanna be famous, yeah.
Now wake up, you got some shit to do. It's 6 a.m, I don't care, you got some shit to prove. Cause right now, you ain't got nothing that big to lose. So get your ass to work and don't you dare hit snooze. Can't stop this, I'm obnoxious. And I'm honest and novice with promise. Made monstrous, I'm conscious, but I'm nauseous. Think I've lost it, I've got it. Spitting all this, still I'm not it, I've got this. I will not quit, man, I'm all in. Ballin', on a budget, man, I'm stalling. Crawling, cause I'm nothing, but I'm all in. Calling, I'll be something, yeah, I'ma get it now. You can leave if you don't like it. Say it out loud, you believe it, you can bite this. Keep my head down and I keep on going timeless. Make it somehow, I believe it when I write this.
I just wanna be the greatest, yeah. And I just wanna be famous, yeah. Yeah, I just wanna be the greatest, yeah. Man, I just wanna be famous, yeah.
What is good? What is going on? And what is cracking? I am Philly Foothills, and we are back in another episode of East Meets West with my boy AK Eagles, the Eagles Uncensored podcast. He's out there in the East Coast with most of y'all Eagles fans. I'm out here in California on the West Coast, and we are live on YouTube on both of our channels. So make sure you hit that thumbs up. It really pushes that content further and further out in the YouTube stratosphere. We are so glad you all are with us tonight, and we have another great show on hand. We really, really appreciate each and every one of you, and like I always say, and I will continue to say it, you all are the food and the water to the channels, and without you, it does not continue to survive. So if you're feeling the vibe, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's go. How you doing, my guy?
I'm doing good, man, doing good. And I am AK Eagles from the Eagles Uncensored podcast. And I may fuss and cuss, but you can count on me and my content like the fucking city bus. And if you like the Wagyu, subscribe too. How you doing, man? Yeah, it is another Friday. We are here talking Eagles football. And, not a good week coming off for sure. There was a bunch of people out there that had some really good hopes for this game, and it kind of punched us in the face. So we're gonna talk about this past game against the Chargers and moving on against the Raiders. So
yeah. I mean, it really didn't seem like either team on Monday night wanted to win that football game. It really didn't. It was an ugly game for both teams for the most part. and I don't know if I even in college, I don't think I've seen Jalen Hurts play that bad. But you know what? Like Robert McCall said in the first Equalizer, played by Denzel Washington, when you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud too. So, it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. There's going to be struggles. There's going to be hard times, and you have to deal with those just as much as you enjoy the good times. So, as I don't know how you feel, AK, but as bad as Kevin Patula has been majority of the year with the play calling, we had opportunities to win that game. We really, really did. And Jalen wasn't the only one that didn't play well. There was multiple people on offense that I thought didn't play to the top of their game. I mean, our defense to me is looking like they're hungry for another championship. They really do. But I don't know. It's looking like slim pickings on offense.
What's going on, Big Play Slay? How you doing, franchise? Sorry, I gotta call you Slay because that's just how I know you, man. Yeah. No, he said the last 3 games he's 30 years. Well, shit, man, don't say that because then that pushes me up to about 60 or so, and I don't want to be there.
Yeah, not yet. Then, let's pump the brakes.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what's going on, SE? How you doing, sir? Appreciate you. He said last 3 games I feel like I was watching the 1983 season. Yeah. That was just a tiny bit right before my time. But
yeah, I was only like 1, so I wasn't really watching football either.
Yeah. I came 6 years later. So wait, no, actually, sorry, 4 years later. My bad. But no, listen, man. The one thing I can at least take away from that game was our defense was back. Like our defense looked really, really good in that game. They definitely flew around, made some really nice plays. Jordan Davis made some really, really nice stuff. Dude, we have some really good DT depth. I will say, with Robinson, Ojomo.
Byron Young. Byron Young played really well.
Young was in there making some plays, man. Yeah. So I really like our DT depth.
I do too.
That's good and bad for Carter because the one thing you didn't want to do was miss all these games this year and show the people under you can play. Now, granted, they're not Carter. I understand that, but they're very talented individuals. Ojomo really gives me another Milton Williams kind of vibe. He's really good in the run game, really good in the pass game. So, he's a very well-balanced DT. And Young, like you said, he made some really nice plays there. I wouldn't know what yet to classify him as, more of a runner, passer, or balance. Haven't really got to see him that much. But, yeah, man, the depth really, really, really looked good there. Defensively, though, as long as they keep bringing that defense each and every weekend, we'll be in every game. You know what I mean? Only when the defenses came out and shit the bed have we looked terrible. But that was exactly what I was afraid of when we talked last week. I keep saying it and I will say it. Dysfunction, man. It's on every level, from head coach to OC to QB to players. Like everything is off, And even if we want to sit here and try and find a little bit of bright spots on this offense, that's fine and all, but in the end of the day, the same thing keeps happening each and every week, and what depresses me about it is it's uncalled for because the amount of talent that is being wasted right now. You know what I mean? It shouldn't even. You would think with the amount of talent that we have on this team, even the shittiest OC could make something happen. Wow, I'm completely wrong. You know, there was some positives here and there, but it wasn't enough to make me any more confident than what I was last week. Now, I will say this. I'm very positive this week because it's the fucking Raiders with Kenny Pickett being their starter. I shouldn't have to worry at all this week. I mean, I'm telling you right now, bro, you can't win this game. They better both not come home. They better both be fired and on a separate plane flown in. You know what I mean? Like you can't lose this game. You can't come out here as an offense and not move the ball against this Raiders defense and expect to keep your jobs Monday morning. You just can't. And I don't give a fuck who he is. I don't care that he just came off of winning a Super Bowl. Bro, that is terrible. You know what I mean? I'm not even judging here. This is about my team. This year is a disaster when it comes to talent base and when it comes to performance. It doesn't add up. And I'm not stupid, and you can't sit here and try and make me look at it anyway. You know, it is what it is. And the one thing I can say is we have very good success moving on from coaches and getting good coaches. And even, I mean, think about it. We've had Andy Reid. Andy Reid was very good here. He's a successful, moves on. He's the only coach to ever win 100 games with 2 different franchises. Very successful. Even Chip Kelly in his 3 years here was pretty decent. He had a winning percentage at all 3 years. Didn't we fire him with a 10-win season? 10-win season?
Something like that. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah. And then you go to Doug Peterson. You win your first Super Bowl. You fire Doug. You bring in Nick. You go to 2 more Super Bowls. You win 1. You think I should sit here and be concerned about it? About moving on from quarterbacks or head coaches? No, I shouldn't be. There's always someone else who can do the same shit that Nick's doing, but better and actually call the plays. You know what I mean? Like I'm not just going to sit here and plant my feet and say, this is where I stand. I'm always looking for something better. Always. So.
Yeah, I mean, that.
Up on these real quick here, man. So,
yeah.
We've had a lot through my was SE even alive to see the 83? Yeah, no, I think he was, man. My bad, I was watching some old games archives when I was covering some players. Oh, okay. Yeah. AKA after Sunday, hopefully we get the coach who can call plays. Yeah. No, listen, man, that's the one thing that really irritates me is, and I told you about this, we can sit here and we can glorify him and we can give him the win percentage of other people who obviously were the ones doing it, not him. Why can't we also sit here and give him the crappy credit whenever it's this? You know, like people were saying, like, it is astounding that you guys want to fire Nick after coming off of a Super Bowl. Yeah, but me as a smart individual knows, yeah, he had this little bit to do with it. Most of that was Kellen Moore.
And Vic Fangio.
95% of it was Kellen Moore. I don't care how you twist it. I don't care how you want me to see it. 95% of that was Kellen Moore.
As far as the offense goes, I agree.
Yeah. You want to give 5% to Nick? Sure. You know, he kept the locker room together and as best as he could. And you know, he kept as much as the outside noise out as possible. But we still had the A.J. Brown bullshit with the book, which I've never seen anyone throw a big hissy fit about somebody reading a book in my life. That's fucking insane. You know, but that all started last year. You know, so he did what he could to manage the outside, and he did a good job to the point he got us to the Super Bowl and he won. That's cool. But now you're still seeing it. And now you don't have Kellen Moore here to take away and cover up the dysfunction part of you know, what players do and don't do well. You know, the scheming, you can tell is not being schemed around our players. You know, you're not doing things to Jalen's strengths. You're not doing things to Smitty's and AJ's, and I mean, like I said last week, Goddard's the only positive in this offense this year consistently. And he's your 30-year-old tight end that you wanted to trade at the beginning of the year. You know, like it's crazy, man. I'm done rambling. Go ahead. I'm going to go through these comments.
Even when that's the thing is that kind of surprises me about Nick Sirianni is that, you know, he worked his way up through coaching he went from the Chargers to the Colts. And even when he was the offensive coordinator under Frank Reich in Indy, he didn't call the plays. Frank Reich called the plays. Yes, Nick Sirianni had his, you know, he helped, you know, get the offense together and coordinate some of the functionality of the offensive side of the ball, but he never called plays, and he's never been confident in calling plays. So to me, that makes me think, why would somebody who is not confident in calling plays promote somebody who he thinks is good at calling plays? I mean, if you don't know what a good play caller looks like, or if you can't call plays yourself and you're not confident in your own self calling plays, then how are you going to be confident in somebody else? So, you know, it's a multitude of things with this team this year. It's what does Sirianni do? Kevin Patullo is way in over his head. You know, Jalen Hurts is obviously having somewhat of a down year. You know, I noticed Franchise said earlier that Jalen has regressed quite a bit this year. And, you know, I can see kind of what he's saying, but I think some of that has to do with the coaching and the play calling. And just you've seen it time and time again. There's no fluidity. There's no timing with this offense. It's very, you know, you see it in spurts, but there's no consistency with the offense. You know, we've had trouble getting the run game going, especially running it up the middle. And for some reason, Kevin Patullo, Nick Sirianni, whoever has their, you know, even Stoutland, they keep trying to run it up the middle, and it's just not. You've seen it over and over again. Guys are defensive linebackers, they're getting immediate penetration, even off the edges too, especially since Lane Johnson has gone down. It's like it's very, very frustrating to watch because like you said, there is way too much talent on the offensive side of the ball in Philadelphia for them to be struggling as much as they are struggling. And for any Eagles fan out there right now, any football fan in general who says that Jalen Hurts should be benched, you're out of your damn mind. Yeah. Every quarterback, there's been so many quarterbacks going way, way, way back, and even more current quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow. All those guys have had multiple games where they've thrown multiple interceptions or have had multiple turnovers. Yes, Jalen looked like dog shit on Monday night, but we're all human. He's human. We all have bad games. And like I said, you know, you're either all in with him or you're not. You know, you can't like him when he's playing good and then want to bench him when he has a bad game. That's not how it works. That's not how it works in fandom. That's not how it works in life. And you got to take the bad with the good, because it's not always going to be good. It really isn't.
No, man. The one thing I will say is the one thing that I noticed whenever we played the Chargers with him that evening was he was really airmailing the shit out of the ball. He was extremely high on a lot of his passes. We haven't seen that since his rookie season, man. It was a very, very strange Jalen Hurts, and it's very hard to read him because of how just stone cold he is. He never lets you see it. He never lets you, his emotion isn't there. And it's just one of those things where I don't listen. That game was fucking trash. I'm not even going to play when it comes to him playing quarterback. I mean, dude, that many interceptions and fumbles, you just can't do that. But like you said, I've watched many, many very, very good, and even Josh Allen, who's considered the greatest right now playing, make very, very bad mistakes and have some one or two bad games this year. I think a lot of people are putting a lot more harshness to it because of the urgency that everyone is feeling right now as a fan base and as a club, because they understand if they don't start winning here soon, drastic things will change, but yeah, man, no, I don't feel that benching him makes a difference. I don't feel that benching him is. Here's the thing: there's nothing Tanner can do that Jalen can't. You know what I mean? And I don't understand the logic. Now, here's the thing. I told my stepson, I said, I said somebody said something about benching him, for a game or something like that. I said I've seen that work in certain situations with certain individuals when it comes to getting their heads on straight. But this is definitely not one of those moments. This is definitely not one of those times. More often than not, those don't even work anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most of the time that shit backfires because players look at it as you've lost confidence in them. And secondly, you think benching Jalen right now, he's not going to be like, fuck you, this isn't even my fault. You know what I mean? It's going to give him that fuck you mentality. It truly will, because it isn't his fault. So you just can't do that. Like I said, unfortunately, this is something us as Eagle fans are going to have to ride out, no matter how bad it gets or how good it gets. A lot of it will be shown this weekend, because this is your worst team you're going to face the rest of the season. So if you come out here and barely beat this team, we're bringing a big ass panic button on next week, and we're going to hit that bitch because you better stomp a mud hole in these guys. And another thing, man, you get up on them. I better not see you go to prevent defense. You better put your fucking foot on their throat and stomp them. You know what I mean? Like you got a lot of shit to show. This isn't one of those, oh, we just won by 3, be happy. No, you better knock them the fuck out. This is not a team that you should be close with. This is not a team that you should, only win by 3 points or 7 points. No, this should be like a 17-point lead, 21-point lead. You know what I mean? This is the make or break here, man. Truly, for me.
Yeah, it's sink or swim this weekend. It really is. And that's the thing, too, is if you bench Jalen Hurts right now, there's, like you said, there's no going back. There really is. There's no going back. And it's not you'd be hitting the panic button at that point, and that's really not the not the right decision to make right now. And the worst thing that could happen right now, let's say let's say the Eagles go out against the Raiders on Sunday in Philly.
Thanks for stopping in.
And Max Crosby comes off the edge, unblocked, and he takes Jalen out of the game, whether he gives him a concussion or something far worse. And Tanner McKee comes in and he lights it up. That would be the absolute worst thing. Yes, we would get the win, but everyone would be all the Jalen Hurts haters out there, the ones that are questioning his ability, like saying that he's already reached his ceiling and now he's regressing. They would just be like, "See, I told you so. See, look at what Tanner's doing with this offense."
And no one's saying Tanner is not talented. No,
Right.
and listen, we've seen Tanner's arm. He has a good arm. I'm not. Of course, could Tanner come out here and run this offense capable if Jalen would go down? Probably so. But let's not twist it. He's not Jalen. When it comes to an athletic standpoint, when you need an explosive play, when you need, someone to take a 3rd and 8 and turn it on its head and go 30 yards downfield with his legs, it's not fucking Tanner. When I'm just telling you, man, it's the kid has that it factor when you need it the most. Now, granted, he didn't have it this past week, but frankly, from what I've seen, no one on our offense had it. So, I'm not going to put it on him, because we sit here and AJ dropped 6 passes, and you're the guy that sat here and bitched all season long that we don't throw you the ball enough. And if you threw him the ball and got him into the game, we would win the game. Well, motherfucker, we threw you the ball and I saw the ball hit your hands plenty of times and you not catch it. So I don't ever want to hear you say fucking shit again. Sit there,
Right.
Shut your
You
fucking
might always
mouth.
be open, but you don't always catch it.
Sit there, shut your fucking mouth, and do what the coach says. If he says run block 20 times a game, run block 20 times a game and shut your fucking hole. Because it's clear and obvious. Like, listen, that's why I respected Terrell Owens. Because when Terrell Owens talks shit, he never fucking failed what he talked. He always backed it up. I never once saw Terrell Owens not do what he said. Never. Ever, ever. AJ, I've watched you fail. Just now. And there are certain monsters out there that are like that. Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson. That when they talk, they back it up. You're obviously not in that category yet, little man. So pump the brakes a little bit. You might be 1K all day, AJ, but you're not on that level yet, dog. So chill out. You're not Moss category. You're not. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's good. Don't get me wrong, but he ain't on that level yet.
Right. I'm really starting to highly question AJ's, whether he truly loves this game anymore and how long he's even going to be playing it going forward, because I don't know if he's just hella pissed off with the way this offense is running. And I mean, because he's been getting the ball these last 3 losses. It's not like he hasn't been getting his touches and his targets. Like the first play on offense for the Eagles against the Chargers, the deep ball. If he lays out for that, he catches it. I'm not seeing a 100% effort from Mr. AJ Brown these days. I'm really not. The path over the middle, that was that. And I understand, like you said, Jalen was sailing some of these balls, but yes, that ball was a little high, the one that went off his hands and got intercepted.
Yeah, but what do they always say? What do they always say?
If it hits you in the hands, you could fucking catch it. And it fucking hit him in the hands. Exactly.
And he's AJ Brown, right? Mr. 1K all day. So, yeah. I mean.
That's what I'm saying. And as bad as Jalen played on Monday night, like you said, he dropped that ball in the bucket in the fourth quarter. And yes, the DB made a play on AJ's arm, and yes, I can understand partly why he dropped that ball, but
I don't. You want to know why I don't? Because I pay you $100 million to catch those fucking balls.
That's your job, right?
That's why I'm pissed. You know what? Here's the thing. If you were only making $40 million, I probably wouldn't even give a shit. Probably wouldn't even care. Bro, I am paying you $100 million to catch those balls. You are the most important man when it comes to that, are you not? And also, that goes for Smitty, too. You're a $100 million wide receiver as well. Mm-hmm. I expect those balls to be caught. The difference is Smitty makes those plays. AJ doesn't.
Yeah. Like I said, I think I said it on X, formerly Twitter, during the game.
I will tell him. Dude, listen. I'm not going to bullshit you guys. I'm going to call it as it is because I love my team and I want them to win. And if you're going to sit here and be a little bitch boy and whine about shit, and then when you get your opportunity to hush all the haters, you go out there and fail. Guess what? You're a $100 million wide receiver. Shut your fucking mouth, dude. Catch the balls. Do what you're told, but you can't even do that. You're not doing that.
And that's the thing too, is that if that, to me, in my opinion, if that was Smitty going over the middle for that ball that tipped off AJ's hands, he's catching that. Even if because you could tell that AJ was trying to protect his body. He didn't want to take a shot to the ribs. Smitty's not worried about that. Smitty takes the shots over the middle and he still catches the fucking ball. Like he should, like he's being paid to do. Like you said, we pay these guys a lot of fucking money to do a pretty simple job. Yes, it's the NFL. Yes, they're going against other professional athletes, but catching a ball is a pretty simple thing to do when you're good at it, and they're very good at it.
And do you want to know the sad part, bro? Do you want to know the sad part? The very last pick. First and foremost, one, I do give Jalen a lot of shit because, bro, you put it 3 feet over the dude's head. Okay, let's be real. It was up here for AJ. Granted, he did put a hand on it, but let's be honest. Do you want to know why he didn't catch that ball? Because he's a pussy. He saw the linebacker 2 feet from him, and he did not want to get hit. He dropped a brace for that hit. He didn't want to take that hit. Most wide receivers are going to catch that ball and take that hit in the ribs. Smitty would have taken that hit. We've seen Smitty take that hit many fucking times. The fact is AJ didn't want to fucking hurt himself and hurt his ribs on that hit. And he fucking took his eye off the ball, lost it, and because he didn't want to take it in the ribs. $100 million, man. Take it in the ribs, dog. Like, I'm being real with you. That's honestly what I saw when I looked at that replay. That dude was right there in his face. He heard the footsteps, and he did not want to take that hit. That's on him, dude. Yeah. It was a bad throw, but you still got to take the hit. That's why you get paid the big bucks, dog.
Yeah, I mean, the one that what was it? The 3 turnover play, the one where Jalen technically turned the ball over twice. That was probably the worst interception, in my opinion, of the game, because he literally threw it right to that lineman. Yes, he wasn't expecting the D lineman to drop back into coverage, but I mean, they're kind of like a lot of people have been saying.
You're fucked up, Slay.
This offense is.
Can you see it? Is it?
Yeah, I see Jalen Hurts. Yep. Oh.
Oh shit! Nice one.
But
I
so
like that, dude.
This offense is being it's been predictable, and teams are catching on to it more and more, because that play that I was just talking about, where the defensive lineman picked it off Then he fumbled. Jalen fumbled, and then the defense recovered. They ran that same play. I think the play right before, they just flipped it. They hit the R1 button on Madden, right? They just flipped the play. That's because they saw it. Like even Troy Aikman was like, "Oh, just hit AJ going over the middle right there. He's wide open." What they did was they flipped it. They ran it from the other side, and the defense freaking saw it coming a mile away. So, you know, you had the touchdown in overtime. Yes, Jalen kind of tried to squeeze it into a tight window, but you got to give the DB credit for making a great play and tipping it away from Dotson, because if he doesn't tip that ball, that's it. That's 6 points and we win. We don't even have to kick the extra point because the game's over. But you know, the one off AJ's hands, I don't fully put that on Hurts. Like we've talked about it before. They're talking about changing that rule that plays like that could be put on AJ Brown instead of being put on Jalen Hurts. You know, there was another bad one where it looked like the DB made a really good break on the ball, which he did for the most part, but Smitty also slipped and fell down too. So, you know, it's things like that. It's just the offense has looked very, very clunky. We don't have any run. We can't run the ball for the most part. Like I said, get it to Saquon on the outside. You've seen it. The two runs that he's had this year for touchdowns have been runs to the outside. We've seen it multiple times this year. You get the ball to him on the outside, he's got a better chance of success. But it's just there's no fluidity, like I said, to this offense. And, I mean, we've been getting a lot of calls against us, too, a lot of missed calls. I mean, I don't know if you saw it, but I think it was later in the game on the Monday night against the Chargers. Britton Covey almost got his head ripped off on a punt return. Face mask.
Dude, isn't Crash Dummy Covey? Isn't he always getting his head ripped off? I'm not even playing, bro. Last year when he was our kick returner, dude, I've never seen a dude take so big a hits in my life. Every time he gets up, I don't see how he keeps getting up. Like some of these hits, bro, are major hits, and he just pops right up. It's like Jesus, man.
For as small of a guy as he is tough as nails. He really is.
I want to know what he does, bro, because I want to be that resilient, man. Truly, I do.
Right? Yeah. Be able to get in a car accident and just pop right back up, right? It's like
oh my God, dude. No, and listen, SE, I'm with you, dude. I would love to sit here and defend AJ, man, but it's just one of those things where I believe he has now become bigger than what this team is in terms, you know, I'm speaking here that in the off season, I wouldn't be surprised if Howie's like, bro, you're just not meant to be here. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a hate thing. I don't think it's but there are certain types of players that just kind of don't belong here. You know, and we loved AJ when he got here, but AJ was also quiet. He put his head down. He was a hard worker. He did what he had to do, and now you're doing exactly what you did in Tennessee right at the end before they traded you. You're just not happy. For some reason, you get unhappy very quickly with wherever you're at. You know, you find a little bit of success, and the moment shit doesn't go your way, it just, you know, the moment shit doesn't go your way, you just whine like a little bitch and hit the escape button. And I'm cool with that, bro, because I believe Smitty can handle wide receiver one for us. I think AJ kind of holds him back a little bit, in all honesty. I think Smitty would be way more dynamic in this offense if AJ wasn't here, because then he could truly be a number one and show everyone what he's got, you know, and that's literally my opinion. But we can survive without AJ Brown. We were all right before AJ. We'll be all right after. You know, we've done things to. Listen, I can name a few people right now who are much younger than him that are way better than him right now. JSN and Puka Nuka. Nick Sirianni got fired? No. No.
Oh,
But you know what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
You can always find people in the draft, like you just suggested here. No, I don't believe you have to do it in the first round. You know, there's plenty of wide receivers right now that are playing very well in the NFL that are third, fourth, and fifth round wide receivers. You know, Puka Nuka being one of them. You know, so I really think that just for a mental standpoint when it comes to our locker room and moving forward over the next few years, that it's just smart business as a business aspect to let AJ walk and Nick Sirianni and NKP. See it, like how I snuck that in there? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this year plays out. Like you said earlier, if we somehow lose to the Las Vegas Raiders this weekend, this fucking season is over. You might as well hand the NFC East title to the Cowboys because we don't deserve to even go to the fucking playoffs. If we can't beat one of the worst teams by far in the fucking entire league, we have no fucking business being in the dance. We really, really don't. And we got, you know, the Raiders are probably not going to look great on offense because Kenny Pickett is obviously going to start. No Geno Smith this weekend. But if we don't fucking find a way to slow down Max Crosby, he could be a big fucking problem come Sunday. He really, really, he's a game wrecker.
And Bowers. We got to stop. Dude, listen, I don't think y'all are going to have to put some respect on Brock Bowers' name. Brock Bowers is a nasty motherfucker, bro. A nasty motherfucker. Mm-hmm. I'm very interested to see what Vic is scheming up to stop him because that dude is tremendous. When I mean, listen, guys, we just saw what Kyle Pitts can do last night. And I've been telling you for how many years, Foothills, that Kyle Pitts listen, I didn't think it was going to take him this fucking long to figure it out.
I was going to say, it took him a while.
It took him a while, but I will tell you, Kyle Pitts last night put on a skeptical for tight ends, bro. I mean, that was beautiful, okay?
Yeah, Tampa Bay's going to fuck around and lose that division. Just like we might. We keep fucking falling off.
My other stepson is flipping his lid right now because he's a Tampa fan, and he was not proud of that last night. But Bowers is right there on that level. You know what I mean? Like he is an amazing tight end. So
yeah, he's arguably top 3 in the league. Top 3. Yeah.
And by far in the next 5 years he will be one. You know what I mean? Like he's just that freak of nature. And it's probably going to be up to Bond to stop him, I would assume. Maybe you use Campbell in that situation. I don't know, but I think Dean's too short. Sorry, I'm just being serious because Bowers is a big guy. He's 6'6".
I mean,
you know,
Nakobe Dean should just, you know what? On passing plays, I'm blitzing him up the middle. That dude is a freaking torpedo into the backfield. Yes, he doesn't always make the tackle, but you know, you bust up a play like that. Hopefully, you got some guys around you that can help, you know, wrap it up. But Nakobe Dean's been playing very good, and he's been excelling at blitzing up the middle for sure. It's like, don't even try to put a running back in front of him to try to block him because it ain't gonna work. He blows them all up.
Yeah, well,
really does.
we gotta unfortunately pay him this offseason because he was wait, we do, right? Yeah, we have to pay him this offseason, don't we?
This is his third year, right? Because he was hurt. He was hurt his first year, then got hurt at the end of last year. I believe this is his third year.
Okay, I thought he was in his fourth, but maybe not.
I might be wrong.
I don't know. See, and you're right. That injury the first year sets it all crazy for me because he didn't play his very first year.
Right.
But let's get through some of these comments real quick because I really feel. So, Miss Evelyn says if Missy. By the way, when the fuck did we start calling Jake Elliott Missy Elliott? Because that's pretty
damn.
That's pretty sweet.
That's cold.
No, listen. I get your grief, but I will say this. Did our own head coach not ice our own kicker?
Right.
I'm just, and that's another thing. First and foremost, that's why I want this stupid ass out the door, okay? Because these guys literally had it set up to go and put Elliott out there to kick a field goal, and you literally see Nick Sirianni going, "What are you doing?" and pulling everyone back in and putting Jalen out there just to throw a pass out of bounds, to turn around and just come back out and ultimately kick where you were going to fucking kick anyway. Just what the fuck, dude? Are you serious?
All because they added 3 seconds onto the clock. It's like, come on, Nick.
I'm just saying, man. I understand he misses, but one, you have a head coach that barely uses your kicker, and I look at kickers as in a way that I look at other positions on this field. Your kicker has to stay in a rhythm. He stays in a groove, and when you don't use him for 2-3 games and then you throw him in and you want him to kick an important field goal and he misses, you can't be mad at him for that. Maybe if you would have used him the last 2 games on 4th downs whenever it was 4th and 3 and you went for it and maybe just take those 3 points. You got to keep him warm. You know what I'm saying, man? You have to use your kicker for him to stay consistent. If you never use him, of course he's going to fucking miss. So that's the only reason. I do agree with you. It sucks that he missed because if he made that 1 field goal, we win by 3 and we're not even having this conversation, or are we? But the point is, though, that he did it to himself. Nick did it to himself. He iced his own fucking kicker. I can't get mad at Jake Elliott for your head coach pulling you off. We all watch Nick run onto the field and say, no, stop, and pull him off. He probably makes it if you let him kick it. I'm not even playing.
You know what? And I hate saying this, Jake Elliott has made some monstrous kicks for us. Even going back to the first Super Bowl, he's made good kicks in the regular season, made some clutch kicks in the playoffs, but last year he regressed, and I know he dealt with some injury issues, but this year I heard a stat earlier today and it kind of blew me away. And I think it was correct because the source I was listening to is pretty credible. Jake Elliott is ranked 36th out of all the kickers this year. And there's only 32 teams in the league. So that's pretty bad. That's pretty damn bad. And, he has cost us some games. He really has. I believe he missed a kick against Dallas, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. Yes, he missed one this past week that would have, probably won us the game because it came down to the end where if we were up by 6 or more, or, if we were up by 6 or 7, obviously the Chargers would have had to have scored a touchdown, and our defense was playing very good, and I didn't see that happening.
Right.
So I think Miss Evelyn does have a point that we do need to start discussing. Is Jake Elliott a problem that we need to address in sometime here in the near future? because
Yeah.
I give him a pass when it's fucking windy in Philly or if it's cold as shit in Green Bay, things like that. You know, when he's indoor like he was in LA, there's really no excuse for me to miss a fucking kick. Like you said earlier, yes, he doesn't make nearly as much money as some of these top end offensive players that we have, but again, that's your one job to do. And you need to do it at a better clip than you're doing it at right now. Because especially from like 50 plus, I believe, he's like 70%. And that there is way more consistent kickers out there right now, especially with the new regulations where they can work in the ball during the week and things like that. They're you've seen it. They're kicking it from, I mean, once they get past midfield, they're damn near in field goal range now. So, especially with, the kicker in Dallas, Dicker, the guy that we just went against for the Chargers, the kicker in Jacksonville, those guys are kicking it from a mile out. So, yeah, it's definitely a part of the equation that is the problem right now. It is.
I don't understand this, but her calling him Siliani literally brought the Tricks commercial into my head, and it made me honestly think of just silly Nick football.
The rabbit in the locker room, the Easter bunny, it's all for
right. No, it does, and no lie, dude. They should have put on the little billboard on that bunny. Silly Nick, football's for men, because like it's really fat. And by the way, that bunny did not last. He was instantly popped that Monday. So one of the funniest things is about that bunny is that it was right after Kevin Patullo just got his house egged. That's almost like a slap in the face to KP. It How
really
much
was.
You want to bet that was his bunny too?
Oh man, it's crazy right now. You can't write this shit. You really can't. You can't script it any crazier than it is right now in Philly.
First and foremost,
Eagles.
I got to say this. I am not for egging the man's house.
Correct.
Okay. I am not for that. Uncalled for. Uncool. What I do love, and I wish I could make a complete comedy skit about, was some of these reporters. Are you scared to live there? Bro, it was a fucking egg. Okay? Or is your family scared? Bro, it was a fucking egg. Like, you all are acting like the dude just got his house sprayed up by an AK-47, or like they put bombs in his front yard or in his mailbox.
Or even like on Remember the Titans when they throw a brick through the front window.
Yeah,
it wasn't even that bad.
Like, are you scared to live here? Bro, it's a fucking egg. What are you talking about? Like, some people, let's get them to the fullest extent of the law. It's a fucking egg. It's probably community service for 2 hours for one egg. Mm-hmm. Are you serious?
It's minor vandalism.
Like, dude, it's y'all act like his house got completely destroyed. Bro, I grew up in an era when people put shit on people's porches, lit it on fire, and knocked. Houses got TP'd, houses got egged. Fucking, bro, come on, man. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Like, dude, this shit happened all the time. Now, all of a sudden, are you scared to live here because somebody egged the guy's fucking house? Come on, reporters, let's get real here. You got people being shot every fucking day, and you're worried about this dude if he's scared to live in Philly because someone egged his fucking house. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not trying to make fun of it, but it is silly that everyone just blew this up. It's like, dude, come on, man. You act like Philly just did a drive-by on his ass. Come on. It wasn't that serious.
Yeah, it really wasn't. They blew it. The Philadelphia media media in general tends to blow things out of proportion typically. But in Philadelphia, they do it. They take it to another level. They really, really do. It's, it's like they're like, oh, regular media is here. We need to take that. We need to take it up here, and they pretty much do every single time.
See,
with
I'm glad
fail.
she finds it funny because I find it fucking hilarious too. It's really not that serious.
No.
Like I said, I don't think it's cool. I don't think you deserve. I don't think you should egg someone's house because he's a shitty play caller. You know, you want to make your point, call WIP and say it on the air for everyone to hear it. Don't egg the man's house. What's that going to prove? You got eggs? Congratulations. You went out and spent $18 on a fucking 18-pack of eggs and ruined them on a man's house while you got people who can't even buy fucking eggs right now. Congratulations.
I hope it was worth it.
I hope, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's all. It's just a funny situation.
It is.
It shouldn't have been done. No, not at all.
No.
But it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, silly Nick coaching is for men. You're right. Like, listen, I will take. I'm not even playing right now. How bad everything is. If he would lose to the Raiders, and I only say if because he shouldn't, and you know how negative I am about this team, but this should just be a breeze, bro. I swear to God, bro, this better not go the way my mind's should be imagining this. But if we end up having to fire him, my new coach for next year, I'm not even playing, bro. 2 people. And I know the first name is going to piss some people off, but I have to give him his props. And then that's good old Josh up there in New England. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Josh
Dude,
McDaniel.
Josh McDaniels has made Drake May look amazing, dude. Amazing. And that is all Josh McDaniels, man. Yeah, Vrabel's got some put into it, but McDaniels is running that offense.
No,
I know he's had hardship, but the way I'm looking
Vrabel's
at
a
it
defensive
is,
coach.
huh?
Vrabel's a completely defensive coach. So, yeah, McDaniels.
Well, yeah, but he has input, I'm sure. You know,
Yeah.
he has some input, but that Josh is taking care of that shit. And I think this is his comeback tour, you know. And secondly, I think the things he did for coaching, like the thing with us the first time, and then, you know, also, wasn't it the Raiders too? I think it was the Raiders when he got hired but then pulled out and went back to New England. I'm pretty sure that was them. He was young and dumb. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that now in the career that he's been in and always being an OC, I think now Josh is ready to start his own tree of coaches and to do what he's done with Drake May. Dude, I'm all for it. You know, and plus we almost hired him right before Nick anyway. If you remember, we brought him in one last candidate before we ended up hiring Nick. They ended up having an 8-hour conversation with Josh McDaniels and still went with Nick. So, and then my second one, this guy's young. I'm talking young, 28. 28. Chicago's OC. Listen, you know me. I was very, very, very against Caleb Williams. I didn't really think the kid had it in him to be. He's talented. I just didn't feel he was going to. I figured another Trevor Lawrence. You know. This year, Caleb Williams has looked really good, man. Really good. And I have to give the credit to his OC over there. Yeah, Ben Johnson has done a really good job too, and a lot of that is him as well as a coach and stuff. But that young OC over there at 28 years old, man, he's doing a fabulous job with Caleb Williams. So definitely looking at him too. You know, and I'd rather go younger anyway because fresh mind. You know, creativity. So
yeah, another fairly young guy who is, you know, having pretty good success this year. Of course, a lot of people are going to say, "Well, it's the head coach's, it's his scheme." But Joe Lombardi for the Denver Broncos, he's the OC for Denver. Yeah. He's doing a hell of a job this year. They have a good balance of run and pass, and he's made Bo Nix look pretty good. He's like these guys that you see take quarterbacks, like you were just talking about. Caleb Williams. I'm referencing Nix. When you see coaches and coaching staffs, raise the play of a quarterback, it's not just the quarterback; it's the coaching around them. So, yeah, that's another possibility right there too. Is Joe Lombardi, and he's if I'm not mistaken, he's the grandson or great grandson of Vince Lombardi, is he not?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got good coaching lineage for sure. If nothing else.
Yeah. No, but that's all I'm saying, and that only exists if he would lose to the Chargers. Like I'm telling you right now, dude. It's I've always been saying it for the last 3 games. It's not about winning or losing. It's how you win and how you lose. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you right now, man, how you just lost to the Chargers this past weekend was disgusting offensively. And to sit there and throw that pick at the end in OT, man, that's a very big, tough one to swallow. He doesn't usually make those mistakes, Jalen. You know what I mean? Usually in those clutch moments, he's that dude, and he definitely failed us. So, I'm defensively, like I said, I'm cool. I know they did have a rough game there against Chicago, but listen, our defense has carried us all season long. I think I can allow them, 1 bad game, 2 bad games. Sometimes you just get tired, and that Chicago game, I just put tired on there. They were very fatigued. So
well, yeah, because after the offense the week before went up 21-0, 21-7 going into half against Dallas. The offense went to bed, and when the offense goes to sleep, the defense has to work overtime, and then you tack that on to having only 4 days to recover to play on Friday when you're normally used to getting at least a full week of rest, practice. That all you have to take that all into account. People are like, oh, the Eagles look like dog shit on defense against the Bears. Yes, they did for multiple reasons, like I just named. You're overworked, your lack of rest, and you're going into a game against a pretty formidable team. So you put all that together, and it's a recipe for disaster when it comes to the Eagles. And we saw it. We did. They got run over like a tennis ball with a tank. We really did.
Squished.
Yes. You got squashed.
No, man. I just listen, man. Like I said, I'm just
the defense isn't the problem. It really isn't.
Dude, and even the players on offense aren't really the problem, except for a select few, and we talked about that a little bit. But it is mainly coaching. It is mainly KP, and it's mainly Nick. These players have to have some conviction, some confidence in what they're doing when they're out there playing. If they don't believe in what the coaches are calling, if they don't believe in the scheme that they're running, the odds of it working is probably very slim. You got an experienced coach in Jeff Stoutland, who is our run game coordinator, and you have KP, who's our OC. I truly believe you have Stout, who wants our run game to look one way, and you have KP that has it wanting to look the other way. And you have 2 coaches, and because Stout's only the O-line coach, and yeah, he has seniority, but KP is the OC and then final say when it comes to that part. I'm pretty sure they don't see eye to eye in how they want to run the football, and that's also why our halfbacks haven't been able to get going. Because if you have one coach that wants to do one thing one way and one the other way, and they're both butting heads, well, no one's going to get anywhere. You just got too many Chiefs. You got too many Chiefs and not enough Indians.
If I'm KP right now, I am inviting Scott Loeffler over to my house, and I am having my wife make him a fat steak dinner or whatever his favorite dish is, and I am picking his brain, and I'm
Some
like
Wagyu
begging him
beef.
to help me resurrect this offense. Because Scott Loeffler is the most, he's got the most experience when it comes to play calling on this offensive staff right now. So if I'm Kevin Patullo and I'm not going to get fired, which if he was going to get fired, he would already got fired. So he's obviously he's going to keep his job for the remainder of this year. But I'm swallowing my pride and I am asking for help. And that's the closest thing I have to help. And I'm and I don't care if we have to take a little extra time and then some plays on offense. So fucking what? These are professional athletes. They could do it. They're not dumb. They're smart enough to figure it out. And it's not like we're, trying to change everything. Just sprinkle in a little bit of spontaneity into this offense.
Can I be a negative Nancy real quick for the first time today?
Go ahead. For the first time, I doubt that.
I haven't been negative today.
No, I'm just kidding with you, dude.
Have I? No, have I? Now I'm thinking back. Have I?
No, I've
been realistic and I've been truthful, but
yeah,
I haven't been negative. This is where I'm going to be negative. Okay,
I'm fucking with you.
I honestly don't want us to win because I want Nick fired. And listen, I'm going to tell you this and follow me down this rabbit hole real quick before you back out and stop streaming because I just said what I said. Follow me down the rabbit hole and then back out. Okay. Aren't you guys tired of the same song and dance with this guy? We sit here and we complain about Jalen Hurts having 6 different offensive coordinators in 6 years. If you fire Nick and you bring a guy in who calls his own plays, your offensive coordinator never changes and you get consistency every single solitary year. If you had Doug Peterson here instead of Nick Sirianni and you didn't fire Doug's calling the plays. It's Doug's offense. Therefore, your OC is never changing and you have complete consistency in your offense year after year after year because your head coach is your OC and your head coach is the one calling the plays. Jalen Hurts then has a consistent OC for the next 5 or 6 seasons. You keep Nick Sirianni, you end up having the same stupid shit that we go through each and every year, every other year. You have offensive coordinators that are constantly changing all the time. Every year he has to learn a new system. Every year he has to work hard to be the best version of himself. And you can get rid of all of that just by getting rid of Nick. Because when you do that, you eliminate changing OCs. People ask why Brian Bieniemy never got a job in KC after he went with Andy Reid so many years and won. Bieniemy held title of OC, but everybody knows he wasn't OC. Andy Reid was OC. Andy Reid was the man behind the mask. Andy Reid was the mad scientist, the one who called the plays. No one knew what Bieniemy could actually do. Yes, he was the OC of the Kansas City Chiefs by title. He probably had some input. He probably sat in meetings. He probably listened. He took in things, and I'm pretty sure about that. And I'm telling you right now, the reason he didn't get it is because every other team in the NFL knew that's fucking Andy Reid. What did Bieniemy actually know? And like we actually sit here and say about Nick, what did Bieniemy actually do? You can't sit there and say anything because you don't know. You can only say what he says and what Andy tells you. But the odds are, because he didn't call plays, you don't want to take that chance. And that's why he never got the chance. Well, actually, he did, and he got Washington one year. It didn't work out that well. Now, granted, it's Washington, and at that time, you know, they were going through their stupid shit. But fact is, didn't go that well. And that's my point behind this. You bring in a coach like one of these brilliant, young-minded OCs, like Matt LaFleur in Green Bay is doing, being there.
Hey.
Sean McVay in the Rams when he came in.
That's another one. That's another name I was just about to mention is Mike LaFleur.
Yeah.
Matt's brother. He's
Yeah.
the OC under Sean McVay with the Rams and has been calling plays. I think he's another one who's ready to step up and be a head coach.
But do you get what I'm talking
Another prime
about when
candidate.
it comes to the consistency aspect? Everyone is talking about consistency. As long as Nick is here, every other year you're going to have an up and down year because you're going to have somebody promoted from within, like Brian and KP, and then you're going to have a bad season, and then you're going to have Howie come in and save us and bring in somebody from the outside. That guy's going to get promoted and go to head coach somewhere else. Then you're going to turn around and have the same fucking cycle over. I'm done, dude. I am so fucking tired of this shit. I don't care that we went to 3 Super Bowls or 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. Somebody else can fucking do that. I'm not asking you to get rid of my team. I'm asking you to get rid of the leader of my team. The cheerleader, not the guy calling my plays, not the guy handling the shit I need him to handle, my fucking cheerleader, and actually get me somebody in here that knows what the fuck he's doing. I'm not asking you to get rid of Jalen. I'm not asking you to get rid of AJ. I'm not asking you to get rid of Saquon. Just get rid of the 2 weakest links that make us bad. Oh my fucking God.
That's the thing is that Nick has really ridden the coattails of some good play callers, and that's what's given him this really high win percentage. And everyone's like, "Oh, you can't fire him." The fucking shit, we can't.
What is going on, Phil? Trending in the AM. Welcome. Appreciate you, sir. I was on my rant and I didn't see your thing. Definitely in the mornings, 8 a.m. East Coast time. If you haven't checked them out, please go check them out. Trending in the AM with my boy Phil, one of the greatest content creators I've ever seen. Go check him out and go support him. Get this man to his goal. Appreciate you, sir, for showing up. Mad love and respect, man. Sorry.
Shit. I hope he's right. I hope he's right. I hope we do shut out the Raiders because that means that we won't have to score very many points. That's for sure.
I hope, man.
I understand where you're coming from, though. You know, it's Jalen has, and that's where I kind of disagree with anyone who says that Jalen is regressing. Jalen is not regressing. Jalen is suffering from
post-traumatic coach syndrome.
Pretty much from regression of offensive coordinator and regression of head coach. Because if Nick doesn't promote from within in 2023, who knows? We could have went to the last 3 Super Bowls, right? I mean, we were the fucking number 1 seed in 2023 up until the last month of the year, damn near. So, or month of the season. So it's like you said, it's just going to be a continuous revolving door when it comes to a play caller because we know that Nick Sirianni doesn't call plays. He doesn't have any desire to learn how to call plays. And again, I still don't understand how does someone get promoted up through a professional coaching staff ranks and things like that, especially to offensive coordinator. And then obviously we hired him as our head coach without being on the offensive side of the ball, without knowing how to, or even having any confidence at all in calling plays. I don't fucking understand that at all. I really don't.
I'm ranked 30. I'm ranked 31st in the world on Mutt online and head to head. And, I think that qualifies me more than KP. I'll take over for the last 5 games. I mean, at least my win record is better than his.
and they could pay you the fraction of the cost.
At least I got 450 wins to 347 losses. So I'm well over my win-loss percentage, but hey, what the fuck do I know? He must be qualified. No, listen, man, I'm just saying I'm okay with losing Nick, because if you bring a head coach in that has his own offense and calls his own plays, and you don't have to worry about changing your offense every year. It's always going to be the same as long as that head coach is there. And if it's successful and he's really good, then Jalen's set for the next 8, 9, 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And if Jalen proves that he isn't that guy, then they'll take on whatever they need to do to move on and get that guy. But my point is, though, it's always been about, inconsistency at OC. That's only because Nick's here. If Nick was here, do you think we'd have 6 different offenses in 6 different years? No. In fact, you should have probably should have let Nick go and just kept Kellen Moore and just promoted Kellen Moore to fucking head coach. And then you don't have to worry about anything, and you're running it back right now, and Nick's sitting at home crying.
We talked about that last week. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm tired
How we drafted Jalen as an insurance policy, right? We should have kept Kellen Moore as an insurance policy, because like we talked about, we've talked about it before, and I'm sure we'll talk about it again, because this shit is not going to get any better anytime soon from what I can see. It's like, and a lot of people are saying it now, and what the fuck does Nick Sirianni do? What does he do? He doesn't do fucking really anything at a high level. He really doesn't.
His job was to keep positive vibes and keep the outside noise out, and to keep my team in a collective state of mind where they were functional and able to win football games. And he can't do any of that. And by the way, what is his 3 main things? Toughness. What is it? Toughness.
Toughness. What?
It's a D. Detailed.
Dedication?
Detailed.
Detail. Yeah.
My players aren't tough. All right. I'm telling you that right now. They're not playing tough. They're not playing with an amount of toughness at all. Okay. They're definitely not fucking detailed, because you just had 18 fucking penalties. Yep. You're not detailed, and you damn sure ain't together, because I've never seen my offense seem so far apart from one another, right? Therefore, your own 3 words that you preach and you come out on this presser with each and every week, and that we all sit here and just every fucking week when you talk, and you draw out all these stupid, detailed fucking things that mean nothing to us, and it just goes around and around. You don't do the detailed part. You don't do the toughness, and these guys are not together. You don't keep the outside noise out, and your cheerleading days are over. Bye. You can't even practice what you preach anymore. Bye. I'm done. Yeah, it's not about my team, dude. It's not about my players. I can get rid of Nick, and this team can easily be successful next season with a new head coach. There's enough talent on this team that they can easily go right back to the Super Bowl, as long as they have a person who is at least able to run an offense. See, he's so fucking retarded and has me so mind blown. I can't even think of the words to say for a new OC who would actually be good enough to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
The wins aren't even his SE. I'm done giving this man. He can have wins from his rookie season as a head coach. He can have the wins from 2023 with him and Brian Johnson, and he can have these wins this year. He cannot have the fucking victories for fucking Steichen, and he sure as fuck can't have the ones for the year Kellen Moore was here last year, because we all fucking know that was Steichen and that was Kellen Moore. And I'm done giving him fucking credit, and I'm done him hiding behind people whenever things go bad, because he can't take the negative shit. But whenever it's all good and it's all rainbows and gumdrops, he's like, yeah, it was me. Dude, no. It's you also when it's bad because you don't have the balls to stand up and take control of this shit and correct it.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, man. If I'm Howie, I
I
might
already
even
got the walking paper signed. Just make sure he loses on Sunday. Just he lose. The dude, I guarantee you, Howie has those bitches signed. I guarantee you, he has them locked in an envelope in his office. He loses that game on Sunday. He brings those papers out. I'm telling you right fucking now. They're already signed. He's just waiting. He's saying, "Give me a fucking reason."
yeah. You know, I might if I'm Howie, I would maybe even start to be making some calls behind closed doors. And I know he's come out and said that he wants to stay retired, but I don't know. I would even think about giving Nick Saban a shot. What do you think about that?
I don't know, honesty, man. I just feel that
We need someone young
yeah, well, see, I just feel the NFL is
or
getting
younger.
to a time in this era where you're going to start seeing the Mike McCarthy's fade out. You're going to start seeing Andy Reid here go. You're going to start Pete Carroll's on his way out. All these legends that are here right now. The game is different from when they were here 10 years ago. It's all changing. It's a very fast-paced game. I can't even believe Sean McVay is getting away with just running a traditional offense right now. I think the only reason the Rams are getting away with it is because no one else is doing it. So if you're not preparing for it, then it works. But the Rams are actually playing old school football right now compared to everyone else, from under center play action pass and play action handoff and stuff like the Rams are doing things that no team is doing right now, and it's working for them. But that's because I don't think anybody's scheming for that because they're so worried about the RPO game and they're so worried about the deep pass play action plays. But no one's doing it from under center anymore. Most people are doing it from shotgun. So that's what I'm saying. But McVay's ahead of the game. He sees what people are doing, so he's going opposite of everyone, and it's working. But that's what a young coach does. That's not something you're getting from Mike McCarthy or you're getting from, Pete Carroll. They're going to stay to what they know, and I just think that generation of coaches they're on their way out. The game's changed too much. Their minds can't keep up. So
yeah, there's a reason why McCarthy's still unemployed, why he didn't get a job after he left Dallas, because like you said, the game's kind of passing them by, and I agree with you.
I even think Doug might be a little too old at this point. I mean, listen, I love Doug and I like his play calling and stuff, but he's very good at building a foundation for a team. He's very good at building a culture, but I could tell in Jacksonville, you could see even the play calling was a little wiggy wonky for him because of how people are running defenses now and stuff. He just wasn't used to it a little. You could see he was having trouble. So I just think the game's just really fast right now.
Yeah, I think Frank Reich had a big, say in the offense, had a lot to do with our success in 2017. Yeah. And Doug was the head coach, but I think Frank, because Doug is he can call plays, but he doesn't have that. I want somebody who is, cutting edge in calling plays. I want somebody who is, like you said, younger and just more inept to take chances and to try out new things. And especially with the amount of talent that we have on this offense, we need someone like that. We really do.
Yeah, no, man. It's just like I said, there's just far too much talent on here that for it to just be this bland, for it to be this dull, and just no, there's no heartbeat. There's nothing, dude. There's nothing. Like the heart and soul is just gone. You know, I just, you can't have that. Not with this team. And trust me, we know it as fans. Howie sure as fuck knows it. He damn sure knows it. Dude, this is the same offense that just won us a Super Bowl last year. The same exact Super Bowl. Fred Johnson was here. Toth was here. Steen was here. Steen played 6 games last year. He played 6 games. And now we're all saying he sucks because the line's having issues. Dude, Fred Johnson played 4 games. We won a Super Bowl. You know, like Cam Jurgens was our center last year. Like, I'm just saying, man, like, it is clear and obvious it is not our team. No player on offense has changed. In fact, all we did was add to the offense. You know, the only thing that changed is Becton ain't here. And that's not, I mean, that's a big change because he was an all-pro that year, but it's not that big of a change because Becton was no one before he got here. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I can't sit here and just say my players and everything. No, dude, it's way bigger than that. It's way deeper than that. I'm not going to sit here with blinders on and just ride on blind faith because, you know, I'm an Eagles fan. No, I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm going to tell you how I feel. If that's the case and I sit up here and tell you what every other content creator tells you, then I might as well not even have this channel and we shouldn't even have this discussion. You know, I'm just telling you, man, we have been alive for 40 years. We have seen teams come and go. I lived at the end of the 80s, all through the 90s, into the early 2000s. I've seen McNabb. I've seen Randall Cunningham. You know, I've seen them all, dude. Westbrook and McCoy and Vick. All of them. And Vick and McNabb and, oh, my God, and Foles. And, dude, I've seen them all. You've seen them all. We've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And unfortunately, this is just ugly. And it's not even a player problem. It's not something you can just put your finger on and you can just point to it and say, that's the problem. No, because it is literally 2 fucking individuals who have no clue what the fuck they're doing.
The Kevin Cobbs, the Ty Detmers. I mean, we've seen
everyone, dude. The Brian Dawkins, you know, everyone, man. You can just the Trent Coles, the Browns, the Whites. Oh my God, dude. We can just go on. We've seen good teams. We've seen bad teams, dude. We have seen teams we don't even ever want to see walk through our doors ever again. You know what I'm saying? This is just as bad as most of those that we talk about right now. And this is the same exact team that is coming off of a Super Bowl win. So it's obvious it's not the fucking players because the players have shown they can do it. The only thing that has been constant and the only thing that has changed is the head coach and the OC. Whenever it was bad in 23, what happened? You lost Steichen. You brought in Brian Johnson and you promoted him. What was the only constant? Nick. So then you fire Brian. You bring in Kellen Moore. You go and you win. What was the thing that changed? Brian Johnson, not Nick. And now this year, you get rid of Kellen Moore. You bring in KP. What's the constant? Nick. Do I got to write it out for you? Do I got to fucking spell it out for you? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think there's one constant in all of it. It's fucking Nick. But yet we go and we sit here and we build him up and say we can't fire him. He's got a great win record off of other people's success. Yeah. But when it comes down to, is it really his? No, it's not his. He just gets the title of it because he's head coach. You know? That's all I'm saying, man. My rant's over. I'm tired of ranting about it. I'm tired of actually even talking about it because it's not going to change until this year's over anyway. When there's a bunny there for positivity, then that's when you know that the head coach has lost a lot. Fuck yeah, dude. To me, you know, and secondly, I never would have let that get out. I would have kept that private SE because to me, I took that as a fucking joke. a slap in my face. Like, you really, all right, you the whole flowers thing, and you got to do the roots and let it grow. You got me there. All right, I'll give you that shit. But a fucking blown up Easter bunny at Christmas time for positivity, bro, to me, that was just disrespectful and a laugh. To me, that's comical. Like, are we a circus now? Is this what we're doing? So, no, man, I agree with you. The moment I saw that bunny, I knew my season was over. When you need a fucking Easter bunny inflatable to bring positivity to a grown men's locker room, season's over. Go ahead.
I think it's absolutely laughable, because I've heard some people whispering about Kevin Patullo possibly getting a head coaching job after what we've seen from him this year. I don't understand that at all. And I mean, probably the worst thing that could happen is if the Eagles win a playoff game, because that's probably gonna let Nick keep his job for another year and for mediocrity to continue with this football team. So I'm kind of with you. You know, I really don't, unless something drastically changes, which it's not, because if it was going to, it would already happened. We're not going very far into the playoffs. And
if we get there at all.
If we even get there at all.
Bro, if he loses to the Raiders, I'm saying we lose out the rest of the year. You ain't beating Washington at that point. You sure as fuck ain't beating Buffalo. Like, you just, dude, you don't beat the Raiders, you're losing out. I'm sorry. It's fucking over. I will kick the bucket at that point. It'll be done. Yeah,
the Raiders are the easiest game that we have for the remainder of the year. You know, if we were even halfway competent on offense, we would have beat the Chargers, but we didn't. You know, that Dallas game broke the confidence. Like, it shattered the confidence of this football team. It really, really did, especially on offense. Yes, the defense is still playing good. They're trying to keep us afloat. And like you said earlier in this podcast, as long as they keep playing at the level that they're playing, we're going to be in these games. Yeah, I don't know about the Buffalo game, because that's going to be tough, because it's going to be in Buffalo. So it might be snowing. Who knows? We'll see. I've heard there's even some chances for snow this weekend. So that'll be interesting to see how the Raiders deal with that. But yeah, if we dookie up the bed against the Las Vegas Raiders, you can stick a fork in us, because we're done and we don't even deserve to make the playoffs. We really don't.
Yep.
We really, really don't.
Now, listen, that all being said, I have all the faith in this team for some odd reason this week. Oh, yeah, because it's the fucking Raiders. All right? Like, I'm with you. I have all the faith. We all should have the faith in this team. I mean, holy shit, I think Jake Elliott alone on his leg can win you this game. You know, just let him kick fucking 5 field goals and we win. But I'm telling you, man, right? Like, I'm just saying, dude, like, this is it for me. And like I said, dude, I'm telling you right now, you better steamroll the shit out of these motherfuckers. If this is a 13-10 win, I'm puking live on channel. You know, I'm not even playing, bro. That is disgusting. That is terrible. You win 13-10, I still want the motherfucker fired. That's disgraceful.
Yeah. We should, I mean, if we play up to snuff on both sides of the ball, I should say in all three phases of the game, offense, defense, and special teams, and that includes Jake Elliott making his kicks, we should win by like 21 points. We should win like 27-6.
Hey, Luis, I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. If you beat us, please come back here and rub it in our faces, because we
please do.
We do.
Please.
I'm not even playing, bro. We are not those type of Eagle fans. We will not sit here and dog being dogged. We deserve it. If you guys beat us, one, I will clap for you, and I will praise you for it, and you please come back and give us all the shit you can, because that. I'm not even trying to be rude to your team, but I know you probably, as a Raiders fan, not even sure how old you are, but I'm sure you even understand and agree where your team is probably isn't in the best place at the moment. And this should be an easy game for us. And if you guys would win, that's just fucking disgraceful. So, yeah. And then considering Kenny Pickett being the guy on top of it all, like, dude, that's just a slap in the face to everyone. And that's. I'd be fired from my job. I'll tell you that right now, if it's me. Like, you fucking would. So, yeah, at that point, bro, I'm towels thrown in.
Yeah, when it comes to, like I've said it.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, if he comes out and he schools the shit out of us, oh my God, bro. I'm gonna have to send my family away so I can blow up, because my wife will just be like, would you shut the fuck up? No, this is worthy of being blown up. You know what I mean? So, nah, man, good luck this weekend. I'm serious, man, but it better not fucking happen. I'm telling you, bro, it will not be a pretty sight in Philadelphia if we lose to you, and no one will blame you guys. No one, I promise you, no Eagle fan will blame the Raiders. We all know who it is.
Yeah, we do. I think we're peers for like
what happened. Incompetent head coach and OC, man. Same old story, different year.
Yep, and we saw it. We saw it in the Denver game, which was our first loss of the year. We were up by 14 points in the fourth quarter. The offense couldn't get a lick of fucking squat shit done, so that we let them back in the game, and they won. And they've proven to, yes, they've squeaked out a lot of games this year, but I mean, Denver is playing some very, very good football. They have talent on both sides of the ball. They have like one of the leaders in the sacks in the NFL.
Shame on you.
And
don't bring that mojo up here, bro. Shame on you.
Don't even say that name.
You got all these Tanner McKee guys right now. You're throwing that fucking name in the fire. Go fuck yourself, Slay. Asshole. Jesus.
Yeah. Shedeur be lucky if he's even in the league for in 2 or 3 years. He's not that good. He was overhyped in college, and you're seeing it now. He's not that good. He's really not. But Shedeur beat the Raiders, so if he could do it, then we should be able to.
Can you imagine those fucking haters? If Jalen comes out here and poops the bed against the fucking Raiders, oh my God! Well, Shedeur can beat him. Shedeur can beat him.
Shedeur can do it.
God,
Shedeur did it.
Dude, I can't wait for that fucking shit. if that shit would have happened, dude, I'd have to sit back and watch the comedy. I really would. I'd have to watch it, because people would be fucking tripping their lid right now. How you lose to the Raiders, but Shedeur can fucking win? Like, oh my God. People
they'd be like, see how we should have drafted Shedeur.
No, I know, bro. I know there was talks about us doing it, but yeah, no. Supposedly, though, I guess I guess Dion called us and told us not to do it because he didn't want him sitting behind Jalen because he never start. So, no, I'm the leader of the Shedeur cult. Oh man, nah, it's good luck to him, man. It's going to be tough in Cleveland. It's tough on anyone in Cleveland, no matter how good you are. Hell, not even Baker Mayfield could make it work, and now look at him. But no, man, it's it's going to be an interesting weekend, dude. I have all the confidence in this team, but I don't. The only reason I got the confidence is because it's unfortunately the Raiders, and I even hate saying that, man. You know, because the Raiders they have a long legacy. You know, they have a historic franchise. You know, and there's a lot of Raider fans. You know, black and silver, and I'll tell you, it's sad to see what has happened to you guys, Lewis, because. No lie, man. I know you guys as fans, you're very prideful, kind of like how we are as Philly fans. You know, that black and silver means a lot to y'all, and you know, it's. I hate that your owner made you guys a circus so far by making you go to Vegas. You know, I think Vegas was the worst place to put you guys. Yeah, you sell a lot of tickets, but you know, dude, Vegas is a bad place for any team. Any team that has young players that are 24, 25, 26 with millions of dollars. And you
Look what happened to Henry Ruggs.
Right? You want to put a 26-year-old in Vegas with millions of dollars? That's fucking absurd, dude. Vegas would be the last place I ever put any team. But yeah, man. No, I'm very, like I said, I'm very upset for you guys, though, because I know you're very prideful as a fan base, and you hold that franchise very high like we do, you know, because you have a historic legacy behind that Raiders team.
They've been bad for so long.
Right, yeah. So I hope you guys can turn around, man. I wish this game meant more meaning for you guys and even us, you know. But yeah, I hope you guys get on your feet sometime.
Yeah, definitely. I have friends that are Raider fans being out here on the West Coast.
Raiders 7. Got another Raiders fan. What up, Laker Nation? Appreciate you, sir. Well, wait, are the Lakers letting you down too? How are the Lakers doing out there? Are they okay this year?
Yeah, they're doing all right. They're doing all right.
Well, even he's saying we should put 56 up on them. See, and that's what I'm saying, bro. But see, you're overachieving with 56. I don't even think that's fucking possible. Last year, yeah. This year, no. I'll be lucky to put 21 up on you guys.
The Lakers are actually 10 games above 500 right now. I didn't know they're fourth in the West. I didn't know they were doing that well. I don't follow basketball too closely because, my hometown team has been dog shit for a while, quite a long time, kind of like the Raiders have. And it's frustrating. And basketball is it's like, I watched more I'm not too far from Sacramento, saying I was born in Sacramento out here in California. And I'm a Kings fan, but I'm also a Sixers fan too. But because outside of football, I usually have two teams in the other major sports. You know, I like the Kings and the Sixers, the Giants and the Phillies. You know, the Sharks and the Flyers and hockey. But man, like, so you have to have some kind of cable provider, something like that now to watch games, even here locally in California, like Kings games. I've watched more Eagles games being out here on the West Coast for free than I have Kings games in the last, I don't even know how many years. Probably the last.
He said, don't tell me you're a Kings fan.
Yeah.
He said he works and lives in Sac and in the Bay Area. So
okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I am. Yeah. Fortunately, I am not proud of it. They've been bad for quite a while. And Yeah, that's why football's my main sport, because I mean, win, lose, or tie, I'm an Eagles fan till I die. I'll be buried in green.
Yeah. No, listen, man, I'm one of the only very few Eagle fans who doesn't do the cycle. You know, I like the Phillies, I like the Eagles, but when it comes to basketball, I'm a Bulls fan. But that's because of the generation that I grew up in, the time era I grew up in. You know, Michael was the big thing when I was a kid. You know, he came out in '87, I want to say. I was born in '88, and I was playing basketball by '91, and you know, it was all about Michael. You know, so yeah, you know, it just is what it is. So
I want to be like Mike.
exactly, everyone wanted to be like Mike. You wanted to shoot like him. You wanted to jump like him. Hell, you wanted to wear his shoes.
Oh yeah, if you could afford them. But back then, they weren't like $200 a pair or more.
No, I think I only paid $160 back then for mine.
Yeah.
But now they're expensive as fuck. If I knew what I knew then, or now what I knew, if I would have known then what I know now, I would have kept my shoes, man. And I would have collected them, because some of those Jordans, dude, they're,
yeah, worth some bread.
Slay, shut the hell up. Go to getting it from Diddy. Mm-hmm. Oh, I went there.
Mike,
I didn't know Diddy's juices made you a better basketball player. Mike didn't need that. Did I hear someone else laugh on that too? That was pretty good. Anyway, yeah. No, I'm just. He's like, wow. Yeah. No. Sorry, man. And I'm pretty sure LeBron was even good at basketball before he got diddied by Diddy. So I don't even know. You know, it just is what it is. Just saying, man. Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I watched that documentary, bro. 50 put him on blast, and I love every minute of it. Props to 50, bro. Props. But no, I'm serious, man. It shouldn't be an issue this weekend. Shouldn't be. 9 millimeter next to that baby oil. Dude, that was a shit ton of baby oil, dog. I didn't even know a human being could consume that much baby oil. Like that.
I thought it was hilarious that Costco came out and they were like, nope, we do not sell that baby oil at all. We don't carry that brand. We have no affiliation with Sean P. Diddy Combs.
Bro, all I'm saying is dude could have caught some speed on a hardwood floor with all that baby oil. You know,
yeah.
Yeah.
Could have caught speed on a sandpaper floor.
Find me a long hallway and I'll start at one end and just fucking dude. I'm telling you, Joe, that shit was crazy, man. And pretty much he confirmed exactly what everyone always assumed. Diddy is the one that killed Tupac and Biggie. You know, you didn't watch that documentary, did you?
On Diddy?
The one on Netflix that 50 Cent just put out on Netflix?
Oh no, I haven't seen that yet.
Dude, go watch it. No lie, there's segments in there that he slid in on purpose about Tupac and about Biggie, and no lie, dude, it is plain and simple, clear as day. He's pretty much telling you, yeah, Diddy is the one that murdered them both. He paid people to do it, because here's the thing: Tupac and Biggie were really good friends, and he was worried about Tupac taking away Biggie from him. So what do? He murdered Tupac. And then whenever the shit went down with Biggie and all that, and he had to, clear some ties, he got rid of Biggie. So it just, I give all the props to 50, man. I do. Like, first off, Diddy can't kill anyone anymore just because you can't get away with it like you could back in the 90s.
Right.
You ain't popping someone like Tupac anymore and getting away with it. Like, there's way too much shit and way too many cameras,
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, you can't murder 50. 50 is way too big. He's got money. He's got fame. He don't need Diddy. You know, good luck trying to do that. You know, and that's also getting.
And how many times did he get shot and he lives? So good luck.
Yeah, and not just that, but 50's got Eminem on his side, and the last thing you want to do is get Eminem involved in anything.
Right.
You know? But yeah, man, no, it's such a great documentary. Definitely watch it. It really makes Diddy look bad. And a lot of people even asked whenever they watched it, they were like, how did he get that documentary or that video? Because I guess Diddy had a dude, he paid a dude to follow him around like 2 weeks before he got detained to just document all the stuff. 50 found out who it was and bought the shit from him. And that's how he got all this. And he turned it into, it's really good, dude. Watch it. Oh, it makes Diddy look ugly. Ugly. Epstein
good
ugly.
For Mr. Curtis Jackson. I like to hear that.
It makes him look Epstein ugly.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Like, and when I mean that in a evil way.
Mm-hmm.
Not what Epstein did with the kids and all that. You know the allegations and stuff that they have on him.
Right.
I'm talking the evilness part. Epstein was evil. Diddy's fucking evil, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's what I think he does a good job grasping at. You know, but definitely watch it.
Have you speaking of watching things, have you watched any of the Hard Knocks with the NFC East?
No, I honestly don't watch the Hard Knocks, man. I might have to though. Is it good?
I just actually started watching it earlier tonight. So yeah, so far it was pretty good.
Yeah, I heard that, Luis, and yeah, no, I'm sorry. I keep saying Lewis. I hope it's Lewis and not Luis, because then I'd feel stupid. I think it's Lewis. Yeah, no, I heard about that, and dude, listen, 50's the last guy I'd fuck with, man. And he doesn't need people. He's got all the money in the world. He beats Vitamin Water, you know, his clothing line. Dude just has money coming out his ears, bro. You want to talk about how successful Diddy is? Diddy didn't need to, or 50 didn't need to belittle people to get his power. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He got it naturally, and he's a G, and he did it with hard work. So yeah, no, I don't. He'd be the last dude I mess with, man. 50 so petty. I love that shit. Yeah. So, all right, man. Well, listen, I guess we'll call the show here. I appreciate everyone who's came in and, you know, talked and chatted up with us and stuff. But you wanna give your final thoughts on this weekend and maybe a prediction?
Yeah. I think the Eagles are going to continue to look kind of opposite on both sides of the ball. Even against the Raiders, I don't think we're going to score more than. I really don't think we're going to score more than 20 points. I think it's going to be a fairly low-scoring game, and I think it's going to be something like 17-13. The Eagles are going to win by less than 5 points. The defense might not even score just as many touchdowns this weekend as the offense does for our Eagles. You know, I could see us getting maybe a fumble return or an interception return for a touchdown, something like that. But I don't expect much out of this team, but I still do expect us to beat the Las Vegas Raiders, especially at home, especially with the Raiders having to come to the East Coast and play in a different time zone. You know, traveling is never easy, but you know, playing in Philadelphia is a whole nother ball of wax. So yeah, that's going to be my prediction. I'm going to say 17-13. Eagles win by 4, and we're back again next week talking about how we're going to even try to compete with Buffalo, basically. So, yeah I think, Lewis, I think you're giving us a lot of credit. I would be shocked if we score over 30 points. I really, really would. But yeah, that's kind of my feel for how things are going right now. And yeah, what about you, AK?
If you would have asked me 7 weeks ago, I would have said 34-10.
Sure.
You know, listen, I want to say that. I really do. And I love that you do for me, because then I don't have to. But I can only give you what my team gives to me. You know, what my team has shown me. And dude, I've watched us lose to the Giants this year, who just got done losing to the Saints the week before, which technically means my team was worse than the Saints that week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I can only give you my positive reaction for what my team gives me. And my team right now is telling me that they don't want it. You know, and I would love to say they can put 34 points up on you guys, but there's never been a game this year that's made me feel they can put up 34 points. The closest we've got over the last few weeks is 21 points to Denver, and we even lost that game. You know, so I want to say we can, but I don't know if we can. Defensively, I know we can kill you. But offensively,
And earlier this year, Vegas hung in there with Denver and barely lost 10-7. So any given Sunday, you never know what's going to happen. So you know, I just I don't see us putting up 30 plus points. I really don't.
hey, listen, man. But that's the thing, though. Your defense is not that bad. That's the only advantage you need. Now, granted, you're kind of in our situation right now where your defense can keep you in games, but your offense loses you games. We're kind of there too. So I kind of think this is the give and take. First one who gives first.
Mm-hmm.
You know, listen, I've watched AJ Brown get locked up this year already by Rock Ya-Sin. You know, Rock Ya-Sin ain't nobody. We all know who he is, but he's never been that guy, you know. But he's locking up AJ Brown in the Detroit game. It's any given day for my offense, dog. If you got just an ounce of competitiveness, dude, I've watched the Giants lock up my offense, and the Giants fucking suck. They might even be worse than you, and they stopped us.
Yeah, they gave up what? How many points did they give up to the Broncos in the fourth quarter to give up that huge?
24?
Yeah, like that's insane.
Yeah. So I can only give you what my team gives me, and I'm going to tell you, man, 21 is my max right now. I will say 21-10 Eagles, but that's as far as I'm fucking going, and that's just me being nice.
Yeah.
Granted, I think we can demolish you? Fuck yeah, of course.
That's if we play to our full potential, which we haven't been for quite a while now.
I mean, unless KP just magically gets visited by the football fairy at nighttime and they sprinkle some fairy dust on his head and he magically comes up and wakes up tomorrow morning and is this crazy fucking football genius and everything goes our way, it's 50-50, dog.
And you're talking about Kevin Patullo, not Kenny Pickett, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about Kevin Patullo. No, that's how bad he is. Kenny Pickett can beat him. And secondly, I'm also gonna bet on Pete Carroll over KP. I know Pete Carroll can at least move a ball and coach an offense. Yeah, it might be harder for him this year, but it is the Raiders, like you say. But at least we've seen him do it, dude. My OC can't do it. We've seen that. And when he does, it's just sporadic here and there, you know. So, yeah. Well, I guess we'll get out of here, man, because I'm starting to feel a negative vibe kick in. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and thank you all for Lewis and Lakers for coming in. Appreciate you guys. Good luck this weekend, and don't hurt us too bad, okay? And we'll try to return the favor. So hopefully we both look just really fucking shitty and end in a tie.
A 3-3 tie.
that way there is no winning or losing. We can both just walk and be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the Cowboys would love that.
I spoke it into existence. Shame.
Oh no, he did. Yes, he did.
Have a good night, Slay. Appreciate you, man. Love you too, bro. And
yeah, thank you guys all for chiming in on the chat. We really, really appreciate you guys.
Yes,
like I said, you guys continue to help us, build this thing and keep this engine running. You guys are the oil to the motor, and without you, it does not continue to work. So yeah, we love and appreciate each and every one of you.
Yes. If you are new here, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe. We love the comments. We love seeing new people, talking with new people. You will find no hate here. We love talking to all 32 teams. We are Eagle fans. We will only talk Eagles, but for the most part, we can talk all 32. When you come in, well, we can bullshit. It's all fun here. There's no hate. If you get hate, they get hate. Ooh. You get hate, they get hate. So don't worry about it. We'll Pac-Man Jones them. So
that's right.
But no, I appreciate all the love and support that we've gotten since we got back. So shout out to the select few of you who have been here each and every week. And until next time, stay green.
That's right.
Peace.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.